Hey, what's going happening? I heard a movie once.
What's going happening?
I know, right?
What's going happening? Forgot to turn off the sound on my YouTube.
Now I heard that.
You heard that one, right?
Are you drinking Dorito?
No, this is water. It's just a glass bottle. I got these for like $1 at the dollar store. And so, yeah, there's these glass bottles. Everything tastes better out of a glass bottle.
Whatever.
So,
everything
tastes better out of a glass bottle. Everything. So I just put water in it and put it in the fridge and chill it. And then I mix like electrolytes and stuff in it.
Electrolytes.
Electrolytes, yeah, they're good for you.
Make me proud, sons.
Oh, Brain's going to be disappointed in me tonight at least twice.
Well, make you proud, Daddy.
Maybe just once.
Well, I actually, like I said, I was talking to Zach before. I actually have, since it's Free Comic Book Week, I have a pull list separately just for that Saturday event.
That's on Saturday, though. My shop's not going to have them, I don't think, tomorrow.
Well, no, they're not going to be available till Saturday. So I have two shops I can go to. So if they try to put a limit, which is weird, they put a limit on how many you can take. Well, if I'm just taking one of each.
Mine normally, last year, I think it was 2. It might have been a few years ago.
Honestly, to me, if it's called Free Comic Book Day, it means they're free. Now, if I'm taking more than one copy, that's differently.
Well, so like I have 4 Free Comic Book Day issues that I want, but my shop normally says you can only get like 2 or 3 because there's only so many. It's one of the busiest days that my comic shop has, so they go through stuff.
So my one shop, they're not actively saying they're participating, but they're giving it to the people who actually are they're everyday customers. They're not being like online like come in for Free Comic Book Day. No, they're not doing that shit.
I mean, on the one hand, I can respect that, but on the other hand, it's like, how are you going to get new business in if you're only limiting the free stuff to the existing?
So, Breen, you're the expert. How much do they pay for those books? Because I thought it was like $0.25 a piece. Or has it gone up to like $1?
Some of them are 32 pages. I mean, they're the length of a full comic book.
Oh,
32 pages.
I thought they only used to be like 15 pages.
The ones that I'm seeing here, the big 2 ones are 32 pages. The Energon one, it doesn't.
I don't know. As far as limits, I understand Marania. Because people will grab more than one just to try and resell them. So
that is true too.
So my thing is, if we put a limit on it, so each customer is limited to at least about one of each. That seems
one of each. I could get on board with one of each. Like you can't just grab like 5 Marvel.
If your comic shop can't afford it, don't participate. If you can't handle that,
I think, especially, there's a lot of free comic book. Like I only have 4, but there's a lot of free comic book days now. So, free comic book issues, I should say.
Excuse me, Mr. Glinzer. Jeremy Adams has a Flash Gordon book coming out. There's also an Atlas Comics, basically library volume 1 being printed as well.
There's also an Energon Universe one.
Yes. So. Like I said, we'll go over those. That'll be my second top 5. Yeah, even the top 4.
I have a top 4. I have a final 4. We're getting close to that time of the basketball year.
Well, if you want non-customers grabbing one and leaving them up, say you have to buy a comic in order to get one.
There you go. Buy one.
If you're not buying, they can just coming in and grabbing the book and leave. Yeah. Tell them you have to at least buy something.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, if you're worried about that. So no, I'm not wrong on that.
You might be half wrong.
I'm hosting right now. I'm right.
Okay. It's Vinkman's what's the word? Dictatorship. We're all just living in it.
It's Vinkman's world.
Vinkman's world, yeah. But hello to all of the viewers, Ethereal, Glinzer, Breen, Maranya, anyone else who's lurking.
So, all right, I'm going to pull up the chat on my phone.
Since it's your dictatorship, would you like to go first, sir?
Thank you for asking if I'd like to go first, because I told you that behind stage.
Did you say you were going to go? Man, I don't know. My brain is...
No, I told you to ask me that, sir. Because I'm a dictator. That way it seems like you're offering.
You're saying the behind the scenes stuff in front of people. Don't you know you're not supposed to do that?
Breen, I'll only half listen because I'm still deaf out my left ear. So if you explain on Thursday,
Dave Asanowitz was the lurker.
Oh, is a lurker here?
Yeah.
At least we know that Glinzer found the channel this time. He says he's not getting YouTube alerts.
Probably because I shared it out on Twitter for the first time in months.
Did you?
Yeah. I have been sleeping on my marketing duties.
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm surprised you actually run Twitter because usually you're on Twitter all the time. For me, personally, you're fighting with somebody. You're not even doing any work.
I've stopped that. I have cut back. I have muted accounts. I have blacklisted words. No jokes.
Whoa, blacklisting, Zach. That's not nice.
I've muted words. I've muted accounts. I am going.
You should be whitelisting things.
Going totally zen. I'm like Jeff Bridges in Tron 2. I'm totally zen.
All right. Now that I have it pulled up on my phone, now I can share my screen
because it's not Monday anymore.
It's Tuesday, Zach.
It is Tuesday.
All right. Since I'm a generous dictator, I'll go first.
You're a generous god. What's the guy from 300? He's like, I am a generous god.
I'm very generous. Worship me or die. Kim Jong-un. This is not.
Dave, you should have been here last night. We were doing readings last night, and I was here.
Glinzer said he got the Twitch notification. See, I told you.
Nice.
That's how he knows his channel's live because YouTube hates us now. all that governor talk.
I will never say governor is masters all the
way.
All
right. But seeing that I got to paint myself as being a nice guy, not a dictator. Zach, you can go first because I'm telling you.
Because you're telling me, gun to my head, I have to go first?
Yes.
Okay. I've got a random one. This one just kind of popped up on my radar within the last 2 days. We're going with, I believe it's through Image. Yeah, it's Image Comics. It is written by Sean Lewis, who's been doing like Scorched and Spawn stuff. Not King Spawn. Keep going. It's completely not related to Spawn. It's called Bear, Pirate, Viking Queen. Yeah, that's a lot in those 4 words. It's a lot to unpack. It might be. There it is. Right next to the Flash Gordon. So yeah, this just popped up on my radar from Sean Lewis, who's doing the King Spawn series. It's a blood-spattered story of conquests. Bears, pirates, Vikings, and queens battling for world domination. It's in watercolor, which is also kind of interesting to me. It's, you know how like I don't think it'll be exactly like Alex Ross, but I do think that approach to art and comics is really cool.
Well, that's his last name, Raven. I was like, what book is that?
Yeah, Jonathan Marks Baravecchia. I want to say Baravecchia. I don't know, but it's 72 pages and only $5 for 72 pages. Seems like a pretty good deal. And yeah, Bear, Pirate, Viking Queen. It reminds me of, you remember that series? What was it? Was it Cowboy Ninja Viking? Like it was like one guy, but he had almost like a Moon Knight thing where he had 3 personalities that would unlock different skill sets. And so this kind of gives me that same kind of vibe.
When someone says bear, I go 2 ways: cocaine bear or shirtless bear fighter. that's I don't know any other comics.
I mean, there's Baloo the bear. Come on, man! You read Tailspin just last night,
which will be up on the channel next Monday.
That's right. So Dave Asanowitz, that's where I am. If you're looking for me on comic readings,
Larry, Zach sings the bare necessities.
No, because I don't want to get us copyright struck. But anyway, yeah, like I said, this was a last minute find, and I'm actually kind of curious to check this one out. They say it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful and thought-provoking books of the. I don't want my thoughts provoked. I just want to see bears and pirates and Vikings and queens fighting each other. Like that just sounds really cool. So that is why this is coming in at number 5.
It's unbearable.
And looks like there are at least 3 issues of it. Oh, it's only a 3-issue miniseries.
72 pages for $5.
72 pages. That's not a bad deal considering like Marvel's $5
Now,
for what, 28.
as far as the art goes, I think that the cover artist was the same artist as the interior. So,
yeah, Jonathan Marks.
if not, you're screwed.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, my number 5 this week is Vengeance of the Moon Knight number 5. Have Tiger, I will buy. Casey Tiger.
Oh, yes.
It's the only thing that's keeping me going. This book is Tigra.
Not 8 Ball. Well, 8 Ball's barely been in it. Not Hunter's Moon.
It is nice to see 8 Ball actually have balls, though.
I like Hunter's Moon. And Soldier. Soldier's been pretty cool when they've shown Soldier.
Phil Noto variant.
He's like the cooler version of Hydra Bob.
So
that's not bad.
Usually Tigra is put into worse books like the the Thunderbolts with Kate Bishop and all that crap she was in.
So it was Thunderbolts or was it Defenders? I think it was Thunderbolts.
All New Defenders, all new whatever.
No, that wasn't Kate Bishop. That was Clint Hawkeye, but that also had like Galactus's mom or daughter or something.
Thor's mom. I don't know.
No, it was. I don't remember. Why did you bring that up? I didn't need that number.
The reason I brought it up because she's actually getting respect versus or what she's gotten disrespect the past like 10 years.
True.
So it's nice to see her getting respect. And I said I want Mark back in this book. I eventually probably will drop this if he doesn't come back. You know, it's kind of dumb to have a book that's called Moon Knight and not have Moon Knight in there. I understand when people read for the trades now, but you're not. You're not Hickman. No, just bring him back in. This is also a Blood Hunt tie-in, so they're probably the only tie-in I'll be getting because I just don't care to collect tie-ins. I hate it with Civil War. Oh, now you're gonna collect all 52 books.
To be fair, Civil War was awful with the tie-ins. I think Secret Invasion was like that too. I don't know if there's anything Marvel has done that has been as egregious tie-ins as Civil War.
Do you know what would have been better for a tie-in to Civil War? Just releasing a damn animated film. it's like, watch that, you know? Instead of me buying the comic book and all these books, to me, it was a giant Ponzi scheme. It was a scam. Schemes and scams. And yes, Clint, I love you. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of the main cover here. The main cover is kind of weird. I mean, it's Tiger in Distress, but it's like that the way that dagger is, it makes it look like he has a bigger boob, like it's lopsided.
Oh, it does. Yeah, the axe. Yeah,
because it adds a curve to it. I was like, whoa, the proportions are breaking.
It's framing it. Yeah,
yeah. And also, I just don't care for this. It's the Shroud, right?
Shroud, yeah. I'm kind of intrigued by it, to be honest.
Maybe it'll get better.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree with Breen. The tie-ins for Civil War were really good. Even Guardians of the Galaxy had Civil War tie-ins, which you think like they weren't even on Earth. But like some of the issues, I think the ones that we read were like Star-Lord ended up in the negative zone prison. But that was part of Civil War. Like they were really good stories.
Don't you remember Frontline, the news thing?
I didn't read Frontline. I didn't read that one.
Yeah, that was cringe.
I mean, I didn't read it, so I wasn't affected. But like the Spider-Man tie-ins, I guess were good. The Avengers ones
in the main books,
Fantastic Four.
But to me, that was like Civil War for me was like basically when they started basically like here was interrupt your book, you know, to with this giant, massive, world-changing event. And I was like, okay, Civil War. I was like, at first, I didn't really care, but then I saw the theme. That was like it felt like every year there was a big. It's just going to change the Marvel universe. Can I just get a freaking story?
That I do hate because they do put that in every event now. They're like, this will change the Marvel universe as you know it, and it like again, props to Civil War because there was. Yeah. Like actual consequences of Civil War.
Like Secret Invasion was probably like better with the tie-ins than
Secret Invasion was good. I liked a lot of the Secret Invasion.
Well, that was the Guardians when you were bringing up. That was Secret Invasion.
Was that Secret Invasion? I thought that was Civil War.
Yeah.
No, they did do it. They did have a Secret Invasion tie-in. I remember. Yeah, with the scrolls on Nowhere, but which is kind of silly because the Skrulls were invading Earth.
Which way, Western man?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it my turn again?
Yeah.
Western man. I'm Southern man. If I was still in Texas, I'd be Western man. We're gonna scroll down. We're gonna visit Marvel. I actually have a large Marvel week. Or large for me. Too far. One more. Up. We're gonna go 3 to the side. Actually, there's a lot of books on that row right there. Deadpool and Wolverine. World War III.
Ooh, he is going for this one.
I actually am. I'm just as surprised as you are because
it's Adam Kubert. I agree with you.
It is Kubert. I mean, look at that. That is a beautiful cover, right?
Kubert and the cover and interiors.
I can only get so.
But I mean, like I'm gonna watch the movie. I don't want to watch is this tying into the movie at all?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it will. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not a huge Wolverine fan, and Deadpool, except for the movies, I feel is largely overused. He's like Harley Quinn, but this has actually got me fairly excited. I'm Joe Kelly, I've read some of Joe Kelly's stuff. He did the nonstop Spider-Man miniseries a few years ago. That was really entertaining. It was like Spider-Man, but in the if you've seen the movie Crash with Jason Statham, I think it was Crash, where he has to have his adrenaline going nonstop. So if he takes that storytelling approach and applies it to Wolverine and Deadpool, I think it has the potential to be a lot of fun. So yeah, 3-part globe-spanning saga. Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm gonna assume they're gonna fight each other first, then overcome their difference and go kill somebody else in really violent, gruesome ways, and that's what I'm here for. So, Joe Kelly writing, Adam Kubert on the art. I mean, yeah, Adam Kubert. I mean, I love just seeing his covers. But if we can expect all of this from the interior, why isn't Marvel paying this guy more money
for you know why?
An ongoing series?
Because they'd rather have Mark Bagley and John Romita Jr.
One of those is good. One of them is not. You can draw your own.
Every name I just mentioned was crap.
No, John Romita Jr. is not bad.
Yeah, when Bob Lane's making him.
Of course, in typical Marvel fashion, you've got about a dozen variant covers or so. Why? Adam Kubert is doing I don't need Rob Liefeld if I've got Adam Kubert. Sorry, I don't.
The reason Rob Liefeld's in there because it's Deadpool.
It's Deadpool, obviously. I mean, I
otherwise he wouldn't have a cover.
But Todd Knock, look, I like Todd Knock and I like Gabriel Delato. I mean, they're great artists. Yeah. But come on.
The J. Scott Campbell cover.
The J. Scott Campbell one is actually pretty funny. No trade dress, no dress period. That's actually that one actually makes me laugh.
I did not want to see. I never thought I'd see him in a Speedo, and I don't care for it.
They've got the one from Tyler Kirkman where Deadpool is in the Wolverine pose, like in Dead, when they show him looking at the picture frame.
I do like this. This is cool.
Yeah, that one just feels cheap to me because they're reusing the cover from Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. That's just cheap. I mean, I hope they're paying that artist the royalties.
It's still a good cover.
Yeah, it's just been done before. It's not an homage. That's the same cover. That one's all right. Todd Knock he draws grown-ups weird. He's better at drawing younger adults.
Women.
He just is. Okay, yeah, and there's the whole that Wolverine homage. That's okay. I said, all I need is Adam Kubert. That's all I need. I don't need all this extra frills and why is there a monster truck? That doesn't make sense.
Excuse me, it's a chimichanga truck, bro.
Whatever. It's on giant monster wheels.
Because it's Deadpool. Why would it not be crazy and on that?
Valid point. But anyway, yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I'm kind of surprised that I'm getting it, but it does.
My thing is, I'm tired of these comic book store exclusive stuff.
Yeah,
you're just scalping the system here.
Well, it's trying to get the collectors to go to those shops. Is what it is. But only the big shops can do those, right? Only the Midtown Comics of the world, which don't shop at Midtown Comics, but only East Side Comics or Comic Mint or
Majority of comic book collectors are not, special ordering from trying to get it online and try to get from that shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Only a few are. The ones that basically will get it and then they'll slab it and then they'll flip it.
It builds up the ones that are already big, and it kind of leaves all the local LCSs out in the dust.
Yeah, that's I mean,
which I'm not a huge fan of. But anyway, yeah, this is my number 4, a Deadpool Wolverine team up book. What is the world coming to? Because these are 2 characters I would normally not buy a book for. But
2 of the most overhyped characters in Marvel book at a crossover with Harley, and you'd have the trifecta.
To be fair, they're not nearly as overutilized now as they were in the early and mid 2000s.
I mean, honestly, overhyped, still more popular than Iron Man.
Ryan Reynolds, I think, is slightly more entertaining. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. is good.
So when it comes to Iron Man, the only thing that's popular about him is Robert Downey Jr. But now back then he was popular, but normally today only know Robert Downey Jr.
That's true. He wasn't even popular back before Robert Downey Jr. He was like a B-list character. It took RDJ to make him an A-lister.
Pretty much.
In the books and in the films.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
But, yeah, I actually don't think that these 2 have been hyped up a lot since maybe the late 2000s.
I'd say the last time these were hyped up was the 80s, late 80s.
No, dude.
90s. That's when that their peak was, like they're overusing.
That might have been when their peak was, but Marvel was like overusing them in the 2000s. Like Deadpool was everywhere. Like they had Deadpool exclusive variants, Deadpool popping up in books he shouldn't have been in. Like same with Wolverine. So thankfully they died down.
Yeah, they tried to make him the new Wolverine. Pretty much Deadpool, and then they went with that. But
yep.
Alrighty, that was your number 4. Let's go to my number 4. My number 4 is and prepare your apples. I'm getting Blood Hunt.
What? I'm rubbing off on him.
That's gross, Zach. I need to know that.
Okay, the fact that your mind went there speaks more about your mind than mine.
It's called defensive. I don't want it. Also, because this is a channel where everything gets clipped and phrased.
What has ever been clipped? I have yet to see any clips from this channel.
MK is clip stuff.
MK, show me your receipts.
And if you guys can clip things that Zach says and then like add them together, it'd be kind of cool.
Please do. That would actually be hilarious.
Because we do need some channel trailers for this channel.
We do like some YouTube shorts. Yeah, there's an MK right there. We say his name 3 times. He shows up. Like,
see, there he is. He's the clip governor of the channel. Pepe Larraz. How could I not want to pick this up? This for Pepe Larraz art. Jed McKay has been one of those. He's kind of mid K. He's good on things, and but I'll give him credit. I like him better than Zdarsky. Zdarsky's Daredevil started out good, but then it went crap. Moon Knight, I think, has been better than the Daredevil series has been. Now that being said, Moon Knight's not on his own book right now, but he was in it for good solid issues. And you could argue and say that at least Daredevil was in his book, but was he really? It was Elektra. But anyway, it's vampires. It's Blade that's been here too as well. They're doing a more graphic version of this. It's like
this is the red band. How like in movies, if you see red band, it's gonna be like a really explicit.
I'm all for that.
It's a marketing gimmick, obviously, but it's got my attention though.
If it's back to Marvel Knights or Marvel Max, I want that. Honestly, there should be a version of that. Now, if you're like, wow, it's for kids, comic books haven't been. These are not for kids. Marvel and DC, unless it says aimed for kids, you'll know it's aimed for kids. And they have certain little books like Erica Henderson and stuff, and little chibi looking drawings. This is definitely not for for younger kids. But anyway, man, core issue of 3 of 59 issues. I'm just getting the main books. And then whatever books I've been, it runs into, obviously Doctor Strange, and then Moon Knight. I'm not reading the other books, so I mean it's not going to really bother as much as far as just bleeding into the events in there. And I feel like you can just read the main book and just get the story, just like Civil War. I didn't really need, Secret Invasion. I didn't need to read the side events to get the full story.
Yeah. Well, that's a good event. Is you should just be able to read the main title and get the shouldn't have to get all the tie-ins.
You read Civil War if you wanted to basically they'd see how is this going to affect the Fantastic Four or the X-Men. That's the only reason you pick those up.
Yeah, exactly. If you're invested in
those characters.
This character and you want to see their world and how it correlates to the story, then that's why you get the spinoff. Yeah,
I do believe this will be better than War of Realms, too.
I mean, that's not a high bar.
I'm also biased too because it's.
I think it'll also be better than what was the one where Hulkling and Wiccan were like at the middle of it, and
that was the last. That was Empire
people, the plant aliens.
Empire, right?
Empire, that's it. Yeah, Empire. I think it'll be better than that too, but again, not a high bar.
And Tiger's in it too as well.
Tiger's in it. You got the Avengers in it.
Hunter's Moon,
Blade. They got Bloodline. That's the daughter that
I don't care for.
They're not writing her into the movie anymore. So,
well, that's because the main actor threatened to walk away.
Yeah, he did. Based.
As he should.
Mahershala Ali.
If you're making a story called Blade, and you want to make it all about the daughter, then don't call it Blade.
It's not Blade. Don't call it Blade. Then it won't sell. But
yeah, and the good thing with Jed MacKay, when he writes Captain Marvel, he actually writes her good.
Yeah. Jed MacKay's Avengers doesn't live up to past runs. I think even Bendis's Avengers is better, but he doesn't do terrible. He's definitely better than Jason Aaron. He has a step up for that.
And same with Miles Morales. He's written Iron Man and Miles Morales pretty good. He wrote the Infinity arc he was doing, the Infinity Gems. He does doing the Annuals Cross when he had Tony and Miles in the same book. It was actually really, really good. So he understands the characters. You notice there is no Captain America. This Falcon.
Well, Steve is going to be, speaking of tie-ins, he is going to be in the Avengers tie-in.
Oh, okay.
The Avengers that Jed MacKay also writes regularly. So, he's going to have a side Avengers team. That one's going to be led by Steve. I think it's going to have Steve, Hercules, Quicksilver, Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and Hazmat.
I'm looking at this cover. I might get this cover. As much as I love Pepper LaRaz, I love these kind of throwback title font stuff. Yeah. You know what's missing in the left corner? I wanted the floating heads.
Yeah. Come on, man. You had Mark Brooks do 5 floating heads variants. You couldn't do one for this? Come on.
Brian, I see a lot of stuff saying Avengers is terrible, but I don't see any apples. So it can't be that bad if you're not throwing fruit at him.
He's saving them for me.
He is evil. Right? Yeah.
Which son is going to disappoint dad the most?
All right. With his age, he might forget the tickets out of the will.
It's true. It's possible.
Then what the fight to the death?
Trial by combat.
Yeah, who gets the comics? All right.
Right.
Let's go to your number 3, sir.
We don't have to go anywhere. We're already there.
Oh, we're okay.
This is my number 3. I told you it's a Marvel week for me this week. Blood Hunt. Yeah, I mean you talked a lot about it, so I won't add a lot to it. But Pepe Larraz is really the big selling point here for me, especially after reading Big Game last year. Seeing what he can do with big splash panels and lots of characters. Seeing him bring that to Marvel, it'll at least be easy on the eyes.
So do you think this will be a wraparound cover?
No, I don't think so.
It'd be kind of cool if it was.
It would be, but I don't think it will be. But yeah, so Pepe Larraz, Jed MacKay's art, Jed MacKay's writing, it's not great, but it's also not terrible. So, that might be serviceable. But and I'm really just, if I do read the whole thing all the way through, it'll just be this. I'm going to be reading Moon Knight, so I know I'm going to be getting tie-ins there. The other ones, Doctor Strange, Blade, I may get some of the Avengers ones just because they'll have Hercules and Quicksilver, and I like Hercules and Quicksilver. But that'll be it pretty much. I think there's some Fantastic Four tie-ins as well, which Fantastic Four going against vampires intrigues me. We'll cross that bridge when we come to
it. Just hope we don't go DC versus vampires and then people start turning into vampires. And
well,
then,
I don't want that. Where it's like, well, DC versus vampires was also an Elseworld story. This is in main continuity.
The problem is that the big difference between Marvel and DC is DC actually smart to put some of those changes in the Elseworld, where Marvel's just like there are no Elseworlds; it's all one universe.
They've done some Elseworlds.
So I imagine
recently, but
I could see them just being like,
Wait, Avengers Twilight is an Elseworlds.
Is it really? Or is it the future?
I mean, it could be. But no, I think that this will probably be a lot better than DC versus vampires. I mean, again, not a high bar to clear.
I might have to pick up the Wolverine.
Hey, hang on. Hold that thought. Kudos to Marvel. Only one variant cover for this, not 12 or 20. So good on y'all.
I want to read the X-Men part of this, but I'm afraid to see who's writing the X-Men tie-in.
I thought about that because Jubilee is a vampire, or was at least. I don't know if she got better.
Well, my thing is Wolverine versus vampires is always interesting too.
Wolverine versus vampires would be interesting. I think there's a magic tie-in.
Like I said, I would love to see a story with just Wolverine, Blade, and
Storm would be, because Storm. There was like that whole Dracula story. Didn't he try to marry Storm or turn Storm into a vampire?
Was turning
in the Claremont run.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Wolverine, Captain America, Blade.
Yeah.
Versus vampire.
There is a Midnight Suns tie-in, being written by your boy Brian Edward Hill, I think. He is doing a Midnight Suns tie-in. So that's a spinoff you'll probably want to check out.
So because it's being written by Brian Edward Hill is the reason I'm going yes. If it's anybody else, no.
And they're spelling it. You know how for like a video game last year, they changed it to where Suns was spelled S-U-N.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be sexist, because there's female. The comic tie-in is actually the original. It's spelled S-O-N-S.
All right. And you are being educated right here by Mr. Eric Brady saying X-Men 159 and annual number 6 for that story with Storm and Dracula.
There you go. X-Men versus vampires. Those are the best X-Men stories, in my opinion. The ones where it's X-Men versus vampires or X-Men versus the Brood. Those are my favorite of the Claremont.
And honestly, for those who shit on Avengers Assemble, there was an episode where it was Hawkeye versus Dracula's soldiers trying to protect this girl from Dracula. It was kind of cool.
Cool.
He ran out of arrows and he had to make new arrows.
He didn't rip off his fingernails and throw them at, like he did in Ultimates 2. That was pretty badass.
I did not watch, I didn't watch, but I did not read Ultimates.
It was Mark Millar. How could you not?
So the reason, I'll tell you right now, the reason I did not read any really the Ultimate Universe stuff, because I saw the first page or designs for Ultimate Spider-Man. I said, no, it's modern. Ugh.
It's so good though.
When you used to reading the 60s and the 70s Marvel and even in the 80s, no cell phones.
Oh, see, I'm not.
And the first thing you see in that first page, and is Peter Parker with a cell phone. I'm like, no. Peter Parker should be.
You're just an extreme purist. Then
Peter should be so broke that he can't even afford a freaking cell phone. Neither can Aunt May.
Phones are free nowadays. What are you talking about? If Peter Parker were real, he'd be
hold on.
They give him a cell phone.
Hold on. Cell phones are free. Okay, where's my Obama phone?
Yeah, exactly. It's the Obama
it doesn't exist.
Phone. If he lives in New York, he's got an Obama phone. I promise you. If he's not being run out by all the immigrants, don't clip that in. Okay, that sounded bad. As soon as I said
don't buy into the hype, Zach.
Anyway,
going on to
this is my number 3.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to it.
X-Men versus Gangrel Edge Christian. The Brood.
Oh no, not that Brood. The Xenomorph Brood.
All right, my number three.
That's coming up though in future weeks. Be on the lookout for that. The Brood or Aliens. I mean,
Anybody else to check out? There's a Harley Quinn annual drawn and written by Erica Henderson, starring
I caught
starring
pictures.
Ivy. It's Ivy, Zatanna, and Harley. And Harley's got to be Sherlock Holmes and help solve a murder mystery on a cruise.
It looks so bad. I wouldn't keep if those were private drawings. I wouldn't keep them. I would throw them away. It's so bad. Like storytelling is one thing, but the
Those
art
are private drawings. I'd private myself away from the rest.
Like, who did what to who and blackmailed them to get that art accepted? That was bad.
All right, so here's the X-Men. I was looking at this one, dude. That's a free comic.
Oh, that's the free comic day one. Yeah, I was thinking about getting that, but I'm already getting Blood Hunt #1, and these things are normally just like previews.
Sometimes,
so.
yeah. No.
But if it does give you a preview of the Gail Simone X-Men run, then I guess it would be good.
Did they even have an X-Men tie-in this week? Probably not.
Not this week. No,
that's the only one I saw was that. That's what threw me off. All right. For me, my number 3 for this week is Superman House of Mark Brooks. Sorry, Mark Russell. Mainly because it actually does. Josh Williams on here, he is pushing along the actual story. A House of Brainiac special. It's a one-shot, 40 pages for $6. The first story is Josh Williamson in here. Edwin Gellman doing the art. House of Brainiac 2.5. Secrets are basically tells you about the secrets of these people that Lobo saw, these lost warrior race. And how Brainiac got involved with them. So is there that story right there, and then we have chapter 2 is going to be Campaign Headquarters, written by Mark Russell, and it's got Perry White and Bibbo Bobowski.
Yeah, because Perry is running for mayor. He's doing the J. Jonah Jameson.
I am hoping that Mark Russell doesn't do what he's going to do and just make Perry sound like a woke idiot campaigning. But chapter 3 then is by
it's back to Josh Williamson.
I know
it's like, you know how, like, have you ever like when I worked in retail, my manager, if she had to have a talk with somebody, she did what was called the good, bad, good sandwich. You start with something good, then you move to what needs to be corrected, and then you end with something good.
I never had
what
those.
This looks like.
They always just told me what I did wrong, and I gave them the finger.
Oh, so you had a bad manager.
Yeah, pretty much. Part 3's got Amanda Wawa, the Brainiac, Peacemaker, and gender bad Peacemaker, Lobo, and Superman. So
I thought it was Jocasta for a second. She's like half Jocasta.
It looks like it looks like Evil Lynn from He-Man and the Governors of the Universe.
Oh, I didn't see He-Man.
Yeah, she was Evil.
That's a little bit before my time.
So anyway, I'm looking forward to this. And look, there's only a virgin cover by Jamal Campbell.
Look at them! Look at these guys. They're finally listening. They're not doing all of the variant covers
because they're too busy reprinting the other books. Look at Marvel's. There's 6 printing of Ultimate Spider-Man #1.
Ugh, I saw that. All the reprints. There was another one I saw that was getting reprinted too.
So the good news is, if you missed out on the first 5, you can go to the store and get that 6th one, and maybe it'll be worth money more than the other ones.
Maybe that does happen sometimes.
The only problem with that is that when the hype dies down, you're like, I'm stuck with these reprints, It's because you thought, I'm going to sell them, and then nobody wants them. All right, so that is my number 3 for this week.
Sweet.
Am I moving on?
You are moving on.
As Metropolis rages on.
What's that?
Instead of moving on, as Invasion of Metropolis rages on.
The Invasion of Metropolis. We're going back to Marvel for my number 2. We kind of already talked about it a little bit. My number 2 book this week is Vengeance of the Moon Knight, issue number 5.
Perry is running an open borders platform. Oh no. Oh, that's okay. I can just skip that part. I normally do when it goes.
I'll just wait for Josh Williamson's turn because Josh, I know, has been writing him fairly well.
We're going to Marvel what now?
Vengeance of the Moon Knight.
Okay.
Issue number 5. Excuse me, number 5, not 4. Yeah, this has been really, really good. I've been liking this a lot.
It's been so good.
I'm sure there are people out there that have issues with Moon Knight not being Mark Spector. I actually liked the twist that it was the Shroud when they revealed that at the end of the last issue. I like what they've been doing with the character development of Tigra and Hunter's Moon and Reese and Soldier. All of the side characters getting brought in, getting some time to shine has been great. I have no doubt Mark will return in due time because this is comics and the status quo always levels out.
Yep.
But until then, this has been a lot of fun. I've been of course, Alessandro Capuccio's art is a big highlight of this. The art is just, I look forward to it every issue now. It's just so great to see, just like the night, the cityscapes and the action set pieces and everything. It's great. Love it all. Yeah, I don't know what else there's to say. There's Tigra. I don't need anything else. You could really just call the book Tigra. Jed McKay should just do a Tigra book. I will buy that thing religiously. But yeah, Moon Knight number 5.
Ooh. All right. Now we're gonna swing over to my number 2.
Oh, the next issue, number 6, has a fun cover. 8-ball fighting vampires. That's pretty cool. Anyway, sorry, got ahead of myself there.
All right. Gotta scroll down a little bit. Because these savages don't know a good book when they see one.
What could it be? You've skipped Godzilla, you've skipped Sonic, you've skipped a whole bunch of stuff.
Did I skip it? Actually, go back up. See if it's. No, I probably is really far down.
Get Fury?
No.
You're not getting Garth Ennis, Nick Fury?
I'm looking for the one that's coming out this week. I'm looking. Okay.
That was this week.
Well, that's too far down. Whoa, we're getting into weird stuff here.
Wow. Oh my.
Where is it? I know it's this week.
One Piece has a free comic day. Look.
There's a lot of free comics.
Godzilla.
There it is.
These darn
Savage
bugs are flying to my window.
Savage Sword of Conan.
Oh, Savage Sword of Conan.
64 pages for $7. Black and white. Yeah, black and white story, man.
What is that spider dude that he's fighting? That's pretty crazy.
Isn't it?
That's what I need more. I need more Conan fighting monsters, not just like people, like or ghosts. Give me giant monsters.
So that cover is by Dave Dorman.
It's pretty sweet.
I think he's done other covers in the past.
It's a pretty sweet cover.
But so Patrick Zurcher takes over for Master of the Hunt Part 2.
Patrick Zurcher's pretty cool. I follow him on Twitter. He's a pretty cool guy.
Jim Zub does Part 1, or at least he says Leaving the Garden with Richard Pace. Honestly, and here's the Nick Markinovich cover.
That's not bad. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so like I said, these I've actually been. It's nice to actually get something other than magazine format, other than just getting like back issues or Vampires Caramella, and it's all in black and white, dude. If you saw the first issue of the magazine, you did not get it, go pick it up. It's really, really good. That was him versus a bunch of T-Rexes, dinosaur stuff.
Oh,
yeah, I really like dinosaurs. Hot days, bro. So basically, it continues to try and return of the heroic signatures and Titan comics, featuring Neil Conan epic from writer Jim Zub and artist Richard Pace. Exciting continuation of writer artist Pat Zurcher's Solomon Kane tale, which was in the first issue. Now it's Part 2. Is the backup. Dino and Nick McGarvin start dropping art pinups and basically an onslaught of awe-inspiring adventures. I never really was a Conan fan until I read Jim Zub's take here. Otherwise, as I said, check out the main book from Titan. That's the Conan I like. That reminds me of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan the Barbarian. He also has Conqueror in there too as well. It's really cool. Yep. But that is it for my number 2 for this week.
Number 2.
What are we on for you? Number 1?
We are on number 1. So let me go ahead and count things down. My number 5 book this week is, what was it called? What was the order? Bear, Pirate, Viking Queen, number 1.
A giant bear and a Viking walking through a pirate bar.
Yeah. They listen to Queen while they walk in the door. My number 2 is Deadpool and Wolverine, WW3, number 1. My number 3 book is Blood Hunt, the Red Band edition, number 1. Number 2 book this week was Vengeance of the Moon Knight, issue number 5. And my number 1 book, we previously talked about it a little bit with RDB. It is Superman House of Brainiac Special number 1. I am not looking forward to the Mark Russell part. That part just seems like something that you can skip over.
It's like you see like here's the cake. I'm like, oh, it's a nice long john. It's got sprinkles, it's got the case in there, and then you bite into it. You get that middle part. Mark Russell is like, ugh, and we're like, okay, now I'll just eat around that part.
Yeah, just eat around it. Josh Williamson. Because the truth is, Josh Williamson has been the best thing to happen to Superman in years. What he's been doing with the regular title, his Action Comics part of the story has been great. It's all been awesome. So
he means years. Like the last time he was good, or it was during the Post Crisis.
No, it was Tomasi. Rebirth.
Before Post Crisis was better than Rebirth.
No,
I don't need Jonathan Kent. I liked everything before Jonathan Kent.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. That's just to channel my Jeff Brooks Zen mode. That's just your opinion, man.
And my opinion's correct on this channel.
Okay. That's right. I forgot. I was talking to the real dictator Venkman. But yeah, this is, getting some more background on how Brainiac has Sarnia in a bottle. And sorry, I got a fly that's buzzing around. I don't know how he got in the house.
That's
Lex Luthor and Mercy are good. Are going to be Mercy Graves are going to be in this. I've really actually, Mercy Graves has been one of the best characters, I think, side characters of all of.
Well, she's always been kind of not of a heel. She cares about Lex, but she also realized that Lex goes too far.
Yeah. Well, it's like she's had. Just like Lex has been kind of like about facing and trying to turn good. Tess Mercer is still, or whatever. I'm getting her mixed up with the Smallville for some reason. But she's a really good character, though. Wait, what's that?
I usually get Tess Mercer and Miss Tessmacher.
Tessmacher, yeah, that one too. I was thinking Tessmacher. But on the other hand, Amanda Waller showing up. I know people are getting tired of Amanda Waller. I get it. It's like Harley Quinn. It's like Deadpool. It's like just overusing. But because Amanda Waller is part of the absolute power story. So they have to lay groundwork. I think one of the villains is also Brainiac related, going to absolute power. So it kind of would make sense that they would have to set a little crumb or something in here to lead to that. But if you're not reading the House of Brainiac story, it's been really good so far. The Action Comics and the Superman issue that deal directly with House of Brainiac have been great reads. Highly recommend them.
Yeah, I cannot disagree with this. It's been fun. Superman has been one of those characters. I usually grew up watching animated series, which I really loved, and then reading the 97 tie-ins to his continuation in animated, not animated, but you know what I mean, the cartoon form, the comic books, Superman Adventures. Those are fun too. So getting to read this has been fun as well. And this will put a good taste back in my mouth because I just watched Crescent Infinite Earths Part 2.
Oh, was that bad? I heard some people saying it wasn't great.
To me, I'll just very quickly about those movies. When the third one comes out, watch them all at the same time. I want to release as one 6-hour movie because they cut it off with the stupidest parts. So okay. it's like you're just finally getting. There's kind of like a nothing burger in the middle.
Gotcha.
Now you're getting to the point where you're like, okay, now it's actually the shit's gonna go down. They were safe. Now they're not safe. It's like, but like I said, it was kind of lackluster.
I just watched the Justice League, the Amazo episodes, the first Amazo story the other day on HBO. Oh. That was, speaking of Mercy Graves, because she plays a large role in there, or larger than normal. But yeah, talk about Superman. I mean,
I like when Mercy Graves in the animated series would fight somebody and then she gets her ass kicked.
Well, no, in this, she had like a thing for Lex, and like she lied to the Justice League after saying that she was in charge in a respectable way. She lied to lead them away, and then like Amazo almost kills her.
Didn't like Batman like knock her out?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna fight. And he's like, bitch, no. It's like knocks her down.
The hammer of justice is unisex, or something. That was from a different cartoon. That is something Batman said.
No. Fisting for everyone. That's what he says now.
No.
All right. Go to my number 1 book here for the week. Really so excited for it. Sorry, is that. Let me count down quickly though. So pulling for my lake so far, going in least favorite to favorite, what I'm really excited to looking forward to. Moon Knight number 5 is coming out this week. Then we have Blood Hunt. It's a new event through Marvel with vampires, and you have Blade, you have Brian Order Hill writing the books, the main book, or actually not the main book. It's Jed McKay, but Brian Edward
Hill is doing the Midnight Suns part.
Yeah, the Midnight Suns
is still in Blade too, because Blade hasn't ended yet.
But this is spinning out from the Blade actual books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my understanding, unless you're changing. I haven't read the first issue yet. Obviously. Okay. Superman House of Brainiac. This one-shot issue. It's coming out tomorrow. That's my number 3. Number 2 is Seven Swords of Conan, issue number 2. I implore you, even though it's $7, it's worth it. You should check it out if you like barbarians. If you like Conan the Barbarian at all, whether it's in comic book form by Marvel back in the day with Roy Thomas, or just the movie itself, the first movie, because no one likes the second one. But if you do, leave a comment down below it.
Second one has one good part, and it's where Arnold Schwarzenegger just punches that camel and knocks him out.
One punch.
No,
but anyway, my number 1 for this week.
You're getting Invincible Iron Man number 18, aren't you? Iron Man and Magneto fighting together.
No. It's Cable versus Cable. This kid.
Oh.
It's definitely not Spider-Woman versus whoever the hell that is.
I don't know, man. She looks like Blue Beetle and Captain America had a baby.
Actually, it's Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
No, it's not, because that's written by what's his name. Not a good writer.
Well, I'll just say if Space Ghost was being written over by Man Cave Studios, I'd pick it up.
Probably. It'd probably be written by somebody better than it. Who was writing Space Ghost?
Over at Dynamite. Dynamite is hit or miss.
Oh, it's David Pepose. He did that Moon Knight tie-in, like City of the Dead or something.
He just did the horrible Frank Castle book, didn't he?
Yeah, he did the new Punisher guy. Yeah, that's right. He's not a terrible writer. He just gets handed bad stuff. Maybe a Space Ghost would be good. Maybe, I don't know.
But regardless, though, if Ennis is putting a book out, you buy it. I'm going to say right there. For those of you who I don't like the boys, you just don't have the cojones to read all the way through.
The cojones.
No, honestly, Get Fury. This sounds like a Get Carter movie. Get Carter.
It does.
No, you're before he became the Punisher, he was Frank Castle. He was a Vietnam soldier, which I don't know how that works out, but because if this is Elseworlds, obviously
he had that infinity formula or whatever. But
right? No. So anyway, so he's sent back to take on Nick Fury because government Nick Fury has information, probably on dirty CIA cops and stuff, and they just basically don't want him. They say can't risk the enemy getting those secrets, but we all know that CIA isn't really that great. Our government has secrets. That's always a Hollywood trope. And you're gonna see those two verse each other, but then probably end up teaming together. And then it's kind of like the Odd Couple. I wonder if Nick's may quit killing. it's like I want to see that Odd Couple with the Nick Fury's
please, Nick isn't against killing. Nick,
I know,
assassinate.
It's like I mean he's not at the point where he's like Captain America, where he's like, but I mean I feel like Frank's gonna the way he is. we all know Frank doesn't. He'll go for dirty politicians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, it is Garth Ennis, 20 pages. I can't believe it's going through Marvel. It's explicit content. It's Max. Comics.
The Marvel. When was the last time you saw the Max logo on anything?
2000.
I'm thinking like
2000.
Jessica Jones from back in the early 2000s, maybe.
2000, I think, is actually when the last time the Punisher came out.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Punisher Max. As I said, it's Punisher. It should be brutal. If it's not brutal, that's not Punisher.
It's true.
He's not out there just like shooting people with dart guns.
Nope.
Yeah. Obviously, with the code, they had to. They had like use rubber bullets. This time, I want to use them shotguns. People getting their hands blown off and stuff. I want that. That's
Vietnam. I mean,
I know it's war. It's war. Oh,
no one's using rubber bullets in Vietnam.
If we get flamethrower kills, it'd be awesome. People getting shot in the backpacks, the flamethrower.
Mines, rocket launchers.
Yes, knives. I want the Rambo through the chin. No, the blade. Like I just want it to be like, if you're going Punisher Max, you're bringing back Garth Ennis. It's gonna be cool. Jason Burrows. I'm not sure what he's done beforehand.
Jason, is that the artist?
It's the artist. I'm not sure what he's drawn before.
Let's see.
But
Jason Todd? No, that's not.
No, Jason.
Google, you failed me.
GACN. Yeah.
Oh, it's spelled with the C.
Yeah, it's a weird, but I don't know. Like I said, I just like the more hardcore comic books, because there's so many books where it's like you don't see this stuff. So the very few when you get it, it's a treat. And Garth Ennis has been really good. He had a book called Sarah. He wrote that was about the
Russian sniper, right?
Yeah. The female Russian soldiers going against the Nazis in World War II.
Yeah.
So
let's see. What has this guy done? He did some Guardians of the Galaxy. He's done a lot of books, but none that I'm really familiar with. Looks like a lot of indie stuff.
Dude, I like this cover here.
A lot of zombie stuff. He did do a Punisher story. Punisher Soviet. This might
yes. That was the 6-issue miniseries. He teamed up with Punisher.
Yeah, so this is that was also with Garth Ennis, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the same guy, the same artist.
Nice.
So nice. So it's a returning team.
What do you think of this cover with the skull paint?
That's actually, I mean, that looks like, what's that guy, Nuke?
It's like Thomas Jane.
Well, it also looks like Thomas Jane.
With the long hair.
That's Nuke, right? The guy who would have like the face paint, like the American flag.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had a blonde. He looked more like
he had blonde hair though. Yeah,
he looked more like Guile from Street Fighter.
Yes, exactly. That's not a bad cover though. I like the original, even though the original itself is an homage of the Spider-Man cover.
So this is the interior art is going to look like. This
that's the guy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you remember,
it reminds me of the artist who did the interior for Kelly Thompson's Black Widow, Elena Casagrande, I think. Yeah, kind of reminds me of her art a little bit.
I can't tell. Is that Frank or is that Nick Fury?
That would be Fury because he's got the eye patch. Huh?
But he's got the Frank haircut and the mean mug.
Well, I mean, it's the military. There's like 2 haircuts in the military, so
I don't know. Like I said, I'm looking forward to this. I hope this will be fun. But
nice.
All right, we'll quickly go over. Zach, do you have any free comic books list?
I've got a couple. I'm sure the ones I have, you're gonna have as well.
I have 4 of them. I'm gonna go over mine real quickly. I'm sure you probably don't have any.
I'll chip in if they're mine.
Yeah. All right. So my number 4 for this Saturday, what I'm looking forward to is for Free Comic Book Day. I gotta scroll down.
You just skipped a lot of them.
I know. I'm going least favorite to favorite.
Maybe we don't share a lot of the same one. No, I know what your first one. This is your number 4, really? Oh,
yeah. My number 4. I think scroll down.
You might have passed it.
No, it's Gotcha Man.
Oh, well, yeah, that ain't one of mine. That didn't make my cut at all.
Gotcha Man
would have made my cut before.
Gotcha Man's coming back. Cullen Bunn's writing it.
Steve Orlando was also writing it.
I know. So here, this is.
Thank God it's free.
I know it's free, but you're gonna have include a timeline for Mad Cave's Gotcha Man series when interconnected spin-off projects coming 2024 and beyond. This Explorer features an explosive brand new storyteller to kick off Mad Cave's ongoing monthly. June is the first issue. Maybe that's what Orlando's on there. They're going to start out with June.
Maybe. I don't know, man. It loses me right there where it says important social issues. Like
I know. God, I know. I want to
please.
I just want to pick it up so I can see. I just want to go over and see how bad it is. It's free, bro, and it's
free. It's free. You're right.
And it's a Chris Samney cover.
Is that Samney?
Oh. Yes.
It looks a little bit different. It must be a different colorist.
It's Chris Samney. I don't know who the color is.
He's doing his own coloring. It doesn't have quite the same appeal like Matt Wilson's does.
That's a Chris Samney color.
That's his penciling, though. Yeah, those are his lines. You're right.
That's what I want. I want the Chris Samney cover. I don't even care what the inside is.
Aren't you the one that always tells me you can just click save as and print?
I know, but this would look kind of cool on the wall.
It's a nice cover, though.
And I'm not paying for it.
There you go. Yeah, hey.
The only way I'm paying for it is if I read it.
That's true. You're paying your time.
All right. And then, all right, my number 3 I'm most looking forward to as well for free comic book day stuff. I'm going to go down further.
I saw that there was a Popeye Undead Quinn. That one surprised me that there is a Popeye comic.
Yeah, right there. Well, there's one right there. Yeah, there's one right there.
It actually looks pretty good too. Like, hey, you got Wimpy on the cover. Like, I may have to pick
there's also the Cursed Library, Archie Horror.
Yep, that's what Undead Quinn. That's his number 4. Undead Quinn's got 5 free comic. He got 5.
There's a Snoopy Beagle Scouts Adventures coming out this week too.
Snoopy.
One Piece.
One Piece has got one. Yeah, that's right.
But the one I'm looking right now is Atlas. But do I have any graphics? Is it, you know?
Yeah. Well, you're the favorite son this week. Breen's gonna be like, "Yep."
Oh well, Breen just got the actual Atlas thing. I think he bought it last week. He bought the actual trade. There was a trade last week or on the Business Land.
Yeah, it was an omnibus, I thought.
So, Fangraphs' new Atlas Library collaboration with Marvel presenting classics coming from the pre-Marvel Atlas era began in fall of 2023, continues in 2024, as evidence in the 32-page showcase of pre-code gems from the House of Ideas, including stories representing a range of genres from series including Avengers into Terror and Venus. Included are Stan Lee and Joe Malini's satire and anti-comics crusader, Frederick Wortham. Yes. The Raving Maniac, Gene Colan's horror story, The Clock Strikes, Basil Wolverton's horror story, Where Monsters Dwell, McNeely's gritty war story, Rain, McNeely's Hank Ketchum parody, and did I say Ketchum? I mean Ketchum. Ketchum. Pascal and the Rascal. Yeah. And then Bill Everett's romantic horror story, The Kiss of Death, starring Atlantis heroine Venus, which is actually the cover, I believe, is The Kiss of Death. Right, Breen, or was that Venus? I can't remember. Breen was talking about the cover because this was actually pulled out one of the books covers. But I'm looking forward to that. Looks really cool. And then, of course, the other ones, the big ones everybody are looking forward to is we'll scroll down. Is where is it? Absolute Power.
Yep. That's one of the ones I'm going to be trying to get. The Dan Mora.
Yes, prelude to the epic events. So it's story 30 years in making. It's special free comic book detail. Final domino.
I buy the 30 years bit. I don't know if I buy that. I'll be shocked if they actually.
Michael Janan's doing the art in here. It's not. So it's not. I'm just saying it's not Dan Mora, which
it's not Dan Mora. That's kind of upsetting.
Mikhail Janin is actually a pretty good artist.
He's all right. His art, honestly, because he's been doing a lot of interiors for JSA with Jeff Johns. It's not my favorite.
So there's a variant for the free comic book day here.
That's wild. Why?
This is the foil variant.
It's not bad. Foil? We're giving free comic books foil covers now?
No, it's $10.
Oh, okay, that checks out. Free comic book day. Here's the free comic book, $10.
Then here's the blank variants. If you want to take it to the cons, that's also $5.
Wild. Oh my gosh.
Right?
No, thank you.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool. You know, Evil Black Cat.
Evil Black Cat, you're overrated.
Your negativity is overrated.
Stop trying to be edgy.
Quit trying to be all the other channels that just hate everything.
We're not in competition with Nerdrotic or anything.
Did you hear that Evil Black Cat got banned from cons?
Why, did he try to sneak into one?
No, they wouldn't let him in the country.
All
right. Obviously, there is one though, free comic book day. But before we get to that, let's look at this Popeye here.
Yeah, Popeye looks pretty good.
I
don't know if I would say he's one of the most iconic characters.
Marcus Williams, who worked on Marvel's Captain America,
which Captain America though?
When was this? Reimagines a pop culture staple and high energy manga inspired monthly comic series that explores Popeye's past. And finally reveals
Popeye as a manga?
Yes, it reveals the century long mystery how he lost his eye. The cat.
They're gonna make Popeye into a One Piece character. That's awesome.
Yeah,
He's a sailor with super strength.
Can you imagine though? Yeah, can you imagine though? Like how he lost his eye, it was pickle juice.
It says One Piece right there.
I know.
The bottom paragraph. Inspired by One Piece and Dragon Ball. Dude, you know what? I have 5 free comic books now. I saw this and I was like, oh, Popeye, that's cool. Now I'm actually going to have to pick this up.
This is my second one then, I guess, because I'm going to bump the other ones. I actually agree with you. I'm going to get this. I didn't see this one.
I did not have manga Popeye on my comic book bingo 2024 list. But I love it. Oh my gosh. Popeye lost an eye? I didn't even know Popeye was missing an eye. I just thought he just always had one squinted shut.
That makes sense. You know,
that's okay. I just learned a new piece of Popeye lore.
It's an epic adventure how he lost his eye.
I didn't know he lost one because, like Robin Williams, Popeye didn't lose an eye in the movie.
He just squinted all the time.
Closed.
Yeah.
Anyway, at least that's how I remember. That was years ago when I saw that one. I kind of want to watch it now.
All right. Like I said, I'm looking forward to that.
That's wild. I'm gonna go to my LCS tomorrow and be like, y'all are getting Popeye, right?
No.
It better be.
Be the only manga I'll be picking up, man, for a while.
It's not even manga, really. It's just manga inspired.
Well, is it going to be in manga format or going to be in floppy format?
I think it's going to be borrowing from manga and like the way it's designed. Maybe not the way it's written.
But there is only one free comic book day book you should be really picking up.
There's 2. You missed.
Well, no. If I can only get one.
Well, if you can only get one, I know what you're going to get because I'm going to get the same one. But there's another. There's actually no. You missed 2 of the ones that I'm getting. So I'll have to go back and talk about them now.
Yes,
go first.
Flash Gordon. And you're like, why don't I get Flash Gordon? I'll tell you why. It's Jeremy Adams, dude. So, Jeremy Adams is on this awesome trend right now of just being an overall nice guy and a great writer.
I'm going to write another.
And this could be like the trifecta for me as far as characters I normally don't give a shit about, but if it's written well by somebody I like, I pick up and start reading. I enjoy it. You ask who those characters are? Well, Tarzan, Dan Jurgens. Conan the Barbarian, written by, Jim Zub. Now, Jeremy Adams bringing Flash Gordon to the comic book form.
Also forgot Daniel Warren Johnson, Transformers.
Well, I do like the characters, the animated form, but it's
or Josh Williamson, G.I. Joe.
I don't like those.
I thought you did.
You talking about the Duke books?
Like Duke, yeah.
Yeah, but no,
not Real American Hero, not the Larry Hama one.
I was gonna say that one. Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Well, those also aren't your books either.
That's true. Good point.
But Flash Gordon, this is Jeremy Adams branching out from DC and actually writing something that's not a DC property. It means that his editors will not be the same. I believe this is for Mad Cave, isn't this?
I believe so. They just did the Dick Tracy book last week. That was really good.
Yeah, Mad Cave 10-year anniversary. So they're like,
Mad Cave decided to pop off. They said, shoot, it's indie comic shining time. Let's go.
You know what'd be really cool though? Is it if we had if it was packaged by Joe Corallo. What? No joke? No fun? No
No.
laugh?
I have no joke. I don't just say jokes randomly. I think about them.
Don't you know? This goes back to when I was picking up a book that Joe was packaging. We don't know. He was credited as being packaging books. I was like, what the hell? But it was. I think that was the Lord of the Jungle book. He had a hand in it and packaging it. One of the books. Or was it? I forget which one the book is. I'll go look it up. But anyway, Ming the Merciless. Yes.
Glenn makes a good point. It's not very often that the art obscures the title. Oh, Sheena. Breen says
Sheena. I know it was something from Dynamite. I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, I like that because the character is in front of the trade dress, in front of the title. That's not something that you see a lot of. Normally, they have the title out there.
What if Johnny Storm wasn't useless and he looked more like what's his name? Star-Lord.
He doesn't look at all like Chris Pratt.
Well, you know what Star-Lord looked like before Chris Pratt, right?
That was a joke. Of course, I know he doesn't look like Chris Pratt in the comics. He's uglier. He's got like a full beard now. It doesn't work for Star-Lord. It works for Peter Parker. It doesn't work for Star-Lord.
BP, bro. Before
He's got
Pratt.
the metal mask and everything.
Before Pratt.
There is no before Pratt.
There's BP and AP, okay?
BP is spilling oil in the ocean.
Anyway, dude,
you need to go see if you can get it. It was really good. You need to see if your shop has it.
Dude, he is the best steak I've had in a while. I mean, it was so great that I got Dick. So did Zach and Eric.
Don't lump me in. Don't lump me in with this. I'm not part of this. I have no affiliation with this.
I went above and beyond. I got the expensive Dick. I got the $10 book. It was a great Dick Tracy book.
Anyway, moving on to other free comic books because Minkman decided to avoid two that are worth talking about.
Are they worth talking about?
I think so.
We'll let you decide.
Viewers, you let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with these. First of all, Ultimate Universe / Spider-Man #1.
So the reason I'm avoiding this because Zeb Wells has the backup story with Spider-Man.
Okay, but it's still the Ultimate.
I don't want anything attached to Zeb Wells. I'll read a Mark Brooks story over Zeb Wells any day.
Okay, so the Zeb Wells looks like it's Amazing Spider-Man, not Ultimate
Or Mark
Spider-Man,
Russell, sorry.
Which is meh. But the Denise Campbell Ultimates, like I'm getting really, really hyped for that.
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing. It's Denise Camp. It's not even Jonathan Hickman writing it.
Denise Camp is doing the Ultimates. Jonathan Hickman is doing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denise Camp is good though. He's the one who did 20th Century Men, I think. Because he's been saying that is a large, like there's going to be some similarities between that and his Ultimates run.
Yeah, the one with the guy in the iron suit, 20th Century Man.
Yeah.
That book sucked.
I liked it, but okay. So yeah, that's one to look forward to, in my opinion, because I'm liking the stuff that Marvel has with their Ultimate characters. Also, Hank Pym is Ant-Man. That's kind of cool. Then the other one, of course, I'm really shocked he didn't bring this one up, but we have the Energon Universe free comic book deck.
The reason I'm not bringing it up because, well, that's a repeat. There's nothing new in it.
I thought there was something new in it when I read it. Hang on. Where are you at, Energon?
Right here.
It is 3 all-new stories from the Energon universe with stunning revelations for the worlds of Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Void Rivals. So Robert Kirkman, Daniel Warren Johnson, and Joshua Williamson are writing these stories. One's Void Rivals, one's G.I. Joe.
So Skuxoid. Then there's Energon Universe. I mean,
so the stories are untitled, but the synopsis says that they're all new. And it is first appearance of Brawn, who is an Autobot. So it's all new stuff in this.
First appearance of Brawn Breaker?
Brawn from the Autobots.
Don't know what that is.
There's an Autobot named Brawn. So if you're a Transformers fan, you probably
where do you see Brawn?
Scroll. Wait, where are you at? I'm looking at the same thing. Mine says featuring first appearance of Braun on my screen. Why is yours not doing that?
Where does yours say that?
Right under the synopsis, under the distributor SKU, where that blank space is. Hang on. That's wild.
Maybe my ad blocks is blocking it.
No, it's not an ad block thing. Like, look, here's mine.
Hold on.
Whoa. See? Right there.
I don't know.
That's wild.
Don't know.
This cover is pretty sweet. Ryan Stegman. I believe that's right. Yeah, Ryan Otley, not Stegman. Ryan Otley. That's pretty sweet.
ChatGPT. Wow, I didn't know you use ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah. I use it. It helps me organize stuff.
It helps you talk to girls.
No, not at all. Stop looking at my bookmark bar, creeper.
Well, hide your bookmarks then, bro.
But yeah, this is all new stories. It's not repeats or flashbacks.
If they have it, they'll have it. Otherwise, I'll wait for it goes online.
Also, it's got the little corner character like the old Marvel books used to have. That's pretty cool too. So, anyway, that's the other one that I had. The other free comic.
Unless it tells you how Megatron ended up with the Cobras.
I'll bet you money that probably won't be it. It could be, but it probably won't be. That would be neat. I bet you the G.I. Joe one, if it's Josh Williamson, it might have something to do with Duke or Cobra. Honestly, I don't know. Kirkman and what I mean, Kirkman is already kind of impossible to predict.
Right, so this is the only two you had?
That's the only extra two that I had.
All right.
The Popeye one just really threw me off.
Trades this week. Well, there's really nothing on the top row.
Nope.
Unless you like Dan Slott and Rambo Rallo and Dan Slott and Charles Soule.
Charles Soule is good, but not that good.
All right. So
Absolute Justice League is fantastic. You should, if you have not read it, you need to read it. Alex Ross art, Kurt Busiek storytelling, 10 out of 10.
Not a fan of Carnage, but it's Torrin Grunbeck. I might check that out and go dive back into that series. So, X-Men 2009 Omnibus coming out because a lot of X-Men 2009 coming out. LA, so they're finally just releasing it all at once. With and then I believe it's Peter David's been doing the Spider-Man 2009 throwback series. At least continue the old series.
You mean the Spider-Man 2099? I know there was a Spider-Man 2099. I didn't know there was an X-Men one.
Well, yeah, there's X-Men. There's a whole thing. Marvel had a whole bunch.
Well, I know there was a whole Marvel 2099 line, but I know like right now, Peter David is writing one of those flashback miniseries.
Yeah. He's writing the Spider-Man
for Spider-Man, not for X-Men.
No, I didn't say about it. X-Men's right here.
Yeah, I know. I was making sure I was distinguishing correctly.
No. I guarantee there's one made now, and it's not written as a flashback. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Thunderbolts.
Wanted, They're Alive, Kurt Busiek.
Bon Jovi.
With Carl Kessel.
Mark Bagley. Ugh.
Yeah, and Perez.
Yeah, it's okay. Mighty Marvel Masterworks.
Yep.
That's Sweet Michael Joe. That's the little digest books.
DD Goes Wild. Yes. These are fun series.
Yeah, they're really
going against Gladiator there on the cover. All right, Batman 3 Jokers. Direct market variant.
Not a bad story.
Yeah, yes.
Jeff Johns. The art was really good.
That's Jason Fabek. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Captain America Omnibus Volume 1 hardcover. Being released again. But if you don't like that cover, you can get the direct market variant. The Jack Kirby. That's the modernized. This is the Jack Kirby cover. Original. Then there's Skeeters.
That's terrifying. No, thank you.
Giant mosquitoes attacking people. There actually was a sci-fi movie in the 90s. I remember watching it. And boy, did it suck.
Sci-fi. That's every day in Louisiana.
That's our national bird.
That is our national. They say it's the pelican. Don't believe them.
We don't have that. We have robins here. That's supposed to be our national bird. But
y'all have bad mosquitoes too?
yeah, definitely. Up
Okay.
in the north woods here, we get a lot of stuff too.
See, down here, they're like in the swamp, the stagnant water and everything.
That's the thing. By the lakes and stuff here, the ponds, any standing water, we get a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, it's gross.
Not great.
And that's it. That is it for this week. So, for trades. So trades are kind of weak this, Here's Daredevil.
Daredevil, Thunderbolts, Absolute, Justice League.
But that's about it.
You got some big ones. Not a ton, but
so
good for your wallet though. It's good for your wallet.
It's kind of a really weak as far as for good stuff coming out. We Jack and I did manage to find some cool stuff. For those who are looking for new stuff, we all have different tastes. I'm sure you guys can find some, on there. But for those of you who are just kind of like opted out or haven't bought comic books in the past 5 years because you said you're done with Marvel, DC, going in a direction they didn't want to, it's slim pickings. I can pick up. That's like asking me.
How would that even go?
So that's like asking me, do you like red or blue?
How would that even go though? Like, how would you tell that story? Like a good story. How would that even go? Like the ghost of the people that got eaten by the dinosaurs are haunting the park? Maybe that.
So
the ghost of the dinosaurs.
This is how I get Zach. This is how I get Zach to read a Ghostbusters book. Jurassic Ghostbusters.
As long as there's hot girls, giant robots, or Nazi bags.
No.
You gotta have all three. You gotta have at
least New York is nope. Crustacean area. They're all dinosaurs. People. Right. It's like Dinosaur City.
No. Jurassic Park. That was one of the early scripts they had for Jurassic Park 4 was dinosaur humans. Like, no, we don't need that.
Yeah,
just need regular dinosaurs.
That'd be like...
And Jeff Goldblum. You would have to have Jeff Goldblum in it as well, obviously.
And I just gotta say, yes, I would eat a T-Rex.
I would totally eat a T-Rex. I said this the other day. I would. You saw that PETA ad? You would eat a T-Rex, so don't eat chicken. I was like, are you kidding me? I would eat any dinosaur.
I'm ready. I got my fork. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Cute Fred Flintstone gif of him eating like a giant
ribs, the Stegosaurus, eating that stuff.
Totally eat a dinosaur, man.
I don't know how gamey it is, though. But that's like about
crocodiles. It would be like the dark meat of a turkey, kind of that same texture.
It's not as good as the white meat of the turkey.
Well, dark. It's not that it's not as good. It's just different.
Is this different?
Yeah, it's not bad. I always go for the drumstick. The drumstick is dark meat,
of course. All right, so here comes the fun part. If you guys haven't already done so, please click like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Helps out the channel. If you want to donate to the channel, I actually recommend comic books for us basically to read on the channel because we do those on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays where we read comic books. If you're something you guys actually want us to read, we ask, you can drop suggestions if you want to, but it costs us money to basically go to Comixology, spend the money on the books, or just general the pay for them. So if you can, just drop $1. If you can't, it's understandable. We're in a bad economy right now. A lot of people are kind of broke, living vicariously through other people who read comic books and buy video games. That's become our world, isn't it? Where people will buy video games and they're the only people who watch, they'll screen it, and then the other ones who can't afford the games will rather just watch the people in the games because it's more entertaining.
That's so much of what I'll do. I'll watch Imperial Goddess stream games and then be like, you know what? If that game ever goes on sale, I'll pick it up.
Or if you like Professor Pixel, who is a big member of the channel, he bought on Steam. He bought the whole Fallout collection.
Nice
for $50, I think it was. He got all the games. So I
just got Fallout 4 for $5 on PlayStation.
Yep. So what was so Flash Gordon was on Nick Quinn's. He had that. We also had he's also looking at the Energon universe. We covered that too as well.
Yep.
Conan Battle of the Blackstone. basically Conan the Barbarian. That's basically that one is actually going to talk about the actual series that's out by Titans books. So that's actually nothing new.
So that's not the Jim Zub one.
It is a Jim Zub one,
but it is Jim Zub. Okay,
but it's like a preview of like the series itself.
Gotcha.
There's nothing new on it, as far as I know. But that's pretty cool too. We got Popeye for coming out. Popeye manga, One Piece manga. Dude, that's how you get me to watch One Piece. Just put Popeye in there. I'll watch it.
There's a One Piece free comic book day comic too. Like that's also wild to me. Like there's a Western comic of One Piece now.
No, but I want Popeye, dude. Yeah.
So, I mean, I want Popeye too. I mean, I know
Archie
about
Horror presents.
Huh?
Archie Horror presents Cursed Library Prelude. I'm not sure if that's something new or if that's actually just basically against reference something that's previously come out for Archie, because they've had this Chilling Tales books coming out, so that looks awesome as well. What else was Glenser talking about? Glenser was talking about Tons of Strange #1. I've not heard of that.
Never heard of that.
And then also quickly just want to shout out to the people who showed up tonight: Eric Breen, Marania, Entropy and Comics. Thank you for showing up, Kevin. Eva Black Cat. I told you see his name 3 times. He shows up.
Yep.
David Sonowich, Undead Quinn, and Geeky. Nice to see you here, man. I'll check you on Thursday. Was anybody else pop up into here at all? I think Jay Lucian was here earlier, and Theo Dragon. I think that's it. If I didn't mention your name, I apologize. Or if you're watching, you just leave a comment down below, or leave a chat saying hi. I know Wraith is really cool about that. Wraith, I wish he could catch us live, but he always leaves comments, which is really cool. That helps out the algorithm. So with that being said, thank you guys for being here, and we'll have a follow-up stream, which is Thursday night around 9 p.m. Eastern, where Zach and I get with the 2 fossils, Eric Breen and Geeky, and we just show off the books we got this week and just kind of like just reminisce about comic books, and then sometimes we bitch about the current state of comic books. That's usually when Eric gets mad. But anyway,
and they talk about wrestling. So if you don't like wrestling, like me,
well, we don't talk. We're not into tribalism here when it comes to wrestling. We watch all of it.
I don't watch any of it. I'm tribalist against wrestling. See, I wait until the wrestlers cross over into Hollywood, and then I pay attention to them.
Yeah.
Like Dwayne Johnson, John Cena, Hulk Hogan.
Zach, I don't understand you. How can you not like wrestling? Wrestling is fun.
It's a bunch of guys in tighty whitey or in like tight shorts, oiled up and rubbing their hands all over each other. That's fine. I'm still right.
It's better than the MCU.
I'd rather watch MCU than wrestling.
Because here's what you don't realize: there are women wrestlers too.
Oh, the women wrestling! Listen, I get the appeal of the women wrestling, but the guys, no.
And one of the great things I like watching about some of the wrestling too. I mean, I watch EW, watch WE. I mean, watch more of that too. No, honestly, I've been watching more clips. But honestly, for wrestling, what appeals to me, Zach, is the guys doing some of it is choreography. If you ever watch, if you like kung fu movies, there's choreography as far as the fight scenes. The crazy moves they pull off. Will Ospreay just did a match with Bryan Danielson, and they were in just go back and forth. It is fun. You get into it, and they go really fast. The faster they move, it's the high flying moves, the more like dangerous moves. I love that kind of stuff. It's like watching Matt and Jeff Hardy back in the going against Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys back in the TLC match back in the day on WE. Like tables, ladders, chairs. It's just fun. Hardcore matches. None of it's done in front of a CGI screen. They actually are going through tables. They actually are falling 15 feet from the air off a steel cage. They are getting hit by a barbed wire, glass stuff. So it actually is not fake. It is real. The outcomes are scripted, but the pains, the bumps they take is real.
That's
so
fine.
I'll just say that.
But still doesn't appeal to me.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, that was old WWE until they decided they wanted to go PG for the kids. But Anyway, we're not going to talk about wrestling. I just want to say
No,
thank you
we're
guys
not.
for showing up, and we'll see you Thursday. We'll see
Have
you real soon.
have a great comic day, everybody.
Oh yeah, check out the readings we did yesterday on the channel. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? It was Rescue
Hear
Rangers.
my worst hick voices ever.
Rescue Rangers was great. Check that out.
Rescue Rangers was great. It was great.
Fun. Amy and her sister Melissa will join me and Marania. We also had on Saturdays we do Batman and the Outsiders. If you've never read that and you just you like our zany humor, check it out. But like I said, thank you guys for being here. Remember, super chats are available. Yeah, if you want to donate, we do appreciate it, and we do give you shouts out. So, but that being said, we will never. We're not going to make you wait to do a super chat before we read your comment. So, all right, later.
Bye.